You care too much about what others think about you. This is so true, and almost everybody I've met struggles with this to some extent. Really, this is the essence. This is like the root of what social conditioning is. And there's benefits to this, right? Like, you don't want to completely not care about what people think about you. You don't want to raise this thing down to zero, because if you do, then you're gonna be completely weird and absolutely uncalibrated to society. But there is a balance, and I would say most people care too much to the point where it stops them from doing what they want to do. And the biggest example I can give you is me starting the YouTube channel. That took a lot of me saying no to every thought I had about what others would think about me. For those of you who don't know, I have a YouTube that has currently 30,000 subscribers, which I am very proud of, especially considering I had like 500 4 months ago, right? Pretty big accomplishment. I'm very happy about it. We just getting started. But with that being said, my first ever YouTube video was published, I think 4 years ago. 4 years ago. And I remember when I was gonna film it, well, it's actually really funny because I've always wanted to be a YouTuber. I've always wanted to do this. When I was like 9 years old, 10 years old, at least I think it was around that time, I remember I would watch this YouTuber, Nigahiga, right? That Asian YouTuber that does like how-to videos, but they're funny. They're not serious. They're like very satire. I think the first one he's ever done was this video titled How to Be Ninja. And then one was like How to Be Gangster, right? And he would essentially, this was a long time ago, he would essentially be like, it'd be like a home instructional video, and he would be funny throughout it. You guys could look it up after this, right? Such an old video, so old school. No high quality equipment, no crazy editing, just some dude, his friend, and an idea. And I remember I was very inspired by this. I've always thought it was so interesting that someone could become famous through their own idea at home with YouTube. I was like, wow, this is so cool. This is what I want to do, right? And even though I saw this when I was 9, it took me like 10 years, more than 10 years, to create my first YouTube video. Which is crazy, man. Really crazy. And if I'm here being honest to the camera, the reason it took me so long was because of social conditioning. That's why. And right now, if you're wondering why I keep switching the camera or switching my arms, it's because I just did shoulders and it hurts a lot to hold my phone up. So, yeah, it took me about 10 years or so, more than 10 years to get that idea of wanting to do the thing and actually do it. A long time, really long time. And for some people, they have the idea and they never do it. In fact, I would go as far as to say everybody has had the idea of creating some sort of YouTube channel, some sort of brand, some sort of business, some sort of entrepreneurial route. Almost everybody has thought of this. Maybe you barely, my alarm just went off. That's what happened. But yeah, I think almost everybody has thought of this idea. Maybe you didn't put enough energy into it. Maybe you didn't actually make it go anywhere. Yo, look at this view, man. This is beautiful. But with that being said, I think everyone has thought of this, right? And a lot of people, they think of the idea, they have the thing, they have the hope, and then they just never do it. Because they let the negative thoughts plague them and prevent them from ever taking that first step. Or they take the first step, they don't get enough positive reward, and then they let the negative thoughts plague them. pretty much they give up. Whether they give up before they started or they give up after they started. That's the point of this video, is to tell you guys that you care too much about what others think about you. Because I remember when I wanted to make that YouTube channel, a thought I would have was like, oh, what would my friends think? Oh, what would my family think? Right? Oh, what would this crush think? What would this girl think? Right? It's all these, what would this person think? What would this person think? In my head, all these thoughts. And then whenever a negative thought would come up, like, oh, maybe my friends will make fun of me. What if I'm not that funny? That was another thought that came to me a lot. It was me not being certain if I'm charismatic or funny. Right? And I think this is a common one. Like, a lot of people are like talking about how to be a YouTuber. You gotta be charismatic, you gotta be this funny person, you gotta be this super interesting personality. I'm here to tell you that in the process of making YouTube, you get better at it. Every video you will make, you get better at it. So even if you're not that good at it, you'll get better at it. Even if you're not that charismatic on camera, you will get better at it. Now, this is assuming you do reflection and you're conscious and aware of your communication, and you have some sort of, perhaps you have some sort of mentor or coach that helps you with this. But I'm here to tell you it's 100% possible. It's not even a possibility. It's more like a certainty. Like, if you do it, then it's certain. If you do the actions that I did, you won't fail. Because I did more than needed to get to where I'm at. Like, I overshot. At least that's my perspective. And which all that means is that more success is to come. Right? And I'm very certain about it. By the way, that's a way to look at life and your goals. You want to do more. So you want to get this goal? Okay, do more. Try to aim over here. Right? There's this funny quote. There's this quote that I really don't like. It's something like shoot for the moon and maybe you'll land in the stars. Right? Shoot for the moon, maybe you'll land in the stars. This is like the worst quote I've ever heard in my life. Because it's essentially saying like, hey, you should try to get this, but you probably won't. But maybe you'll get here instead. And to me, that's crazy. It's like, nah, dude, if I want to get the moon, I will get the moon. Like, I don't like how that quote instills doubt in people. You know what's my quote, my version? If you want to land on the stars, wait, let me make sure I'm saying this right. My version of that quote is something more like, you want to land on the moon? Okay. Then shoot for fucking the sun. I guess my point is like, it shouldn't be seen as you're putting the effort and then you get to second place. It should be seen as, oh, if you want to get to first place, then you got to actually do more than first place is required. Which is actually really interesting because both of these concepts are actually the same. It's just one is viewed in a positive light, while the other one is like a loser mentality. There's a lot of quotes I don't like. There's a lot of these quotes that are just so soft, dude. So soft. Oh, man. So to get back to the point of the video and to wrap this up, it took me forever to make a YouTube. And now here I am every day posting on YouTube. I have 2 channels. I post on YouTube every day. I post on Instagram. I post on TikTok. I do all this shit. And the last concern on my mind is, oh, what would this person think about me? What would this person think about me? Like, dude, I don't care what anybody would think about me. I stopped caring a long time ago. You know what? Replace that thought. What would I think about me? What would I think after doing this action? Would I be proud? Would I feel fulfilled? If the answer is yes, then I'm doing it. At the end of the day, you only have yourself. Make yourself proud. Make yourself happy. Self-validation is the key to happiness. Everybody's addicted to this external validation shit. That shit will always leave you feeling like shit. And by the way, when you make yourself proud, which essentially is what builds confidence, people like you more. You make others proud. Even the people you thought were going to talk shit about you, they will eventually come around. If you do good enough, trust me, bro. My family at first was like, oh, YouTube? That's crazy. You got to stay in school and there's no way this is going to work. Or they wouldn't even say that, but they would say things that clearly indicated they didn't believe in me. Just clearly indicated. Like, oh, haha, look at you trying to do your YouTube stuff. That's cute. Right? Like, they would say things like this. And I got nothing against my family for that. I don't. I get it. But now they support me, and now they're like, wow, this is so cool. That's amazing, Sergio. Keep going. It's what I expected to happen. And what's funny is I still think they don't understand the magnitude of my success and what it's going to go to. So right now, if I told them, hey, I'm also going to do this, by the way, they might not believe me. They might be like, oh, okay, I get it. I mean, you did this stuff, but now that's crazy. That's really crazy. That's really hard to do. No one will ever see your potential. Not like you can. Because really, you have to understand your potential is infinite. And it's all based on your perspectives. And no one shares your perspective. So of course they can't see it. Why would they? Why would they, man? If someone could just grab my brain and look at how I see life and how motivational I am about myself and how certain I am about my goals, you would be like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, now I get it. This guy is literally Kobe Bryant in his head. Like, literally. So, yeah. And by the way, guys, this self-belief, this certainty, it's built. I have more certainty, I have more self-belief than I have ever in my life. It only grows, dude. It only grows as you keep on keeping the promises you have to yourself. It all starts with the daily habits that will construct the person you respect. For more about that, check my entire YouTube channel. I talk about that stuff all day. And guys, you want to make a YouTube channel, you want to start a business, you want to do something, I'm here to tell you, go and do it, man. Go and do it. Don't just watch this video and not do anything. Do that thing. If you need more support, link is in my bio if you want to work with me personally. Because honestly, a lot of people do need that. They do. It's something I'm starting to realize. I used to be very like, oh yeah, you guys can do it. Anyone can do it. Then I started realizing I forgot how negative some people can be about themselves. And how much they need somebody by them. Like, you need somebody by you. Not everybody, but a lot of people do. I'm just starting to become more realistic about that concept. Cool thing is you can always find somebody by you. Right? You got no one in your area? Work with me. I got you. I'll help you out. You can't fail if you listen to my advice. I'm being dead serious. Oh man, my shoulders. With that being said, guys, look how beautiful the day is. time to go take a cold shower and get to work. We'll talk soon. Have a great day. Peace out. We're actually up earlier than usual today. So it's really interesting because last night I was debating, do I wake up earlier or do I stick to my wake up time? Because I've recently been having this feeling like 6:45 is too late. I want to start waking up earlier. So it's funny because I was having this thought, but I told myself, you know what? Let me just try to get another 8 hours of sleep instead, because it's been a long time since I've had 2 nights in a row of sleeping perfectly. Really long time. Like over a month. So what ended up happening was I actually ended up waking up at 6 without my alarm clock. So it's really interesting. It's like, and not only did I wake up at 6, but I woke up super awake, like very motivated, really wanting to get up. So even though I made that decision of getting more sleep, my subconscious was like, nah, we're waking up early. So I already feel better. I feel more energetic about it. Now we go for a walk. We just hit the gym. I'm gonna do this for a little bit. Sometimes I walk before the gym, sometimes after. After feels good though. It's more of a cool down than like a warm up.